Welcome to the channel, welcome to the workshop, and a bit of an infrastructure video today. I need to make some storage for my angle grinder discs. I've got loads of them stacked up. When I cleared the workshop a few months ago, I just found more and more and more things. So I want to get them stacked out the way and easily accessible so I know what I've got. So that's the plan for today. I'm not sure where it's going to go yet. I've had an idea. Let me grab the camera, we'll flip round, show what the problem is first, and then we'll see where I think we're going to put it. All right, so here's the problem. I have stacks and stacks, there's some more behind there, of different types of angle grinder, cutting and grinding discs, and I need to get rid of them there so I can put more ferric stuff on my ferric storage. So I'm thinking, doing a couple of strips here with some dowel rods, so I can get access to them. So effectively they'll sit sort of like here. I'll probably get 4, maybe 5, and a couple down. That should get me enough storage to get the majority of this out of the way. So that's the plan. I'm going to move into the garage because obviously I'm sanding and cutting and using the chop saw and things just to keep the dust down in here. And it's easy to clean up out there. And I need to clean up in the garage anyway because it's been a bit of a storm and a lot of leaves have blown in. So we're going to go reset up out there. I'll show you what I've got to do it. And we'll quickly go through how I'm going to pull something together for this. And yeah, let's see how we get on. Right, so we've relocated to the garage. So how are we going to make it? Well, I've got some of this CLS stuff knocking about. So I'm thinking of mounting this against the window you saw in there. We're going to drill some holes in it. And I've picked up some 12mm dowel. We'll cut it down. I think 120mm should do it. And we're going to cut a little notch in it as well to stop them falling off. So it'll drop into a little notch so they can't fall off all the way. And we're just going to round the end a little bit just to make it look a bit pretty. Now just to glue it all together and we can screw it into place. Now, what an arse. B&Q don't sell 10mm dowel. They only sell 12mm dowel. You're thinking, what's the problem with that, Heath? Well, most drill sets for wood only come up to 10mm. So just to do this, I've had to order a 12mm wood bit. This was about £6 from B&Q. You know what I mean? The small dowels, they're all 10mm. The big stuff, no. I need a decent length to cut enough chops up. But yeah, I suppose you can say it's a new tool. So, pros and cons. Right, I need to do some measuring. I want to get all my discs out, set up on the floor so we can see what we're working with. And then we can work out how we're going to cut that up. How we're going to cut this up, get the chop saw out, get the sander out. Right, first thing, go get all my cutting discs. In fact, I need to do something first before we start sorting out all the cutting discs. I need to pre-cut this SLS, whatever it's called, CLS, timber that I've got knocking about. It's a spare piece from another job. I need to pre-cut this to the side of the window so that when I put these down next to each other, we can then position all the cutting discs on it, and I can work out what the centers are for all my dowels. So let's do that first. Let's get on the floor with all the cutting discs. Right, let's have a sort out. As you can see, I've got quite a lot of different types. Let's try and sort them into that one's already been used. Right, I think we've got 8's going to be enough. I think they'll all fit. So they're going to sort of fit like this. Need to get the centre sorted. And then we need to work out how long the dowels are going to be. I'll make them all the same length, just so we know that I can chop and change stuff around. So if I make these about 70mm deep, this will fit sort of that depth. We're going to put a little bit of a groove in the dowel. And we need to go back in here about 10 or 20mm. So you make these cuts 70, 80, 90, 100mm. That should be enough. Right, let's get set up on the chop saw with the dowel. Great. Okay, so I'm set up on the chop saw. I put a block in there. I've measured the 100mm so I can do regular cuts of this. So we need to do 8 of these. It's a bit cack-handed because I'm cutting the other way because the motor's on this side. I can't pull down that way. One. Two. Right, I'm just going to do a quick check, make sure they are measuring correctly. 100mm. Just grab a stack of these. Yeah, because that goes to about there. I'm going to get a little bit of running, and then we're going to cut a little notch in there. I'll do the notch in a minute. So that's 2. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've done 9. Just be on the safe side. Right. So what I need to do now is cut a little notch in there. So I'm going to reset the blade so it can't go all the way down. Just to do a little groove in there. That way. I'm going to grab these. That way, if these were to fall forward, this first one's going to lock down into the groove and they can't fall off. So they will catch themselves. Doesn't need to be much, just a couple of mil. And then we're going to sand the ends down and get these ready for mounting the big timber. Right, let me get this reset up. You move that block forward 10mm. I need to set the blade so it doesn't go all the way through. So I've done some setting up on this. I think we're set there. You see I've done a couple of test cuts, stopping the blade going down. And I think this one is just enough to stop these dropping off. So this one, if they're all stacked in, the first one will drop into that and it can't fall off. And then we're going to sand this edge. Nice. Right, so let's get on with cutting all of these. Yeah. There we go. Right. Let's get the tops of these sanded. Sanders out. You'll notice I've also changed my gloves because my other ones were filthy from working on the cars. I've angled this plate a little bit just to make it a little easier to turn the dowels and get those edges at a chamfer. So let's get this started then. Well, that's quick. That's all the dowels done. I've got one extra. I'm probably going to get rid of one of these, but I did an extra one just in case. Right, all I need to do now is, let me think, mark up those timber battens and drill the holes. And then dig some glue out. I hope I've got some glue. Like any other workshop, you don't need wood glue until you need wood glue. Has it gone off? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll certainly find out. Right, I think let's do this marking up. Then, because these aren't that long, I might use the pillar drill in the workshop to get a nice straight drill point in that. We'll mark up the drill bit. Right, marking up first. Let's do that. We can get these in. Get the job done. Moving to the workshop, using my pillar drill, I've just leveled this. I need to get this set in and get the height set on that. So I'm going to do that now. That is close enough. Right, let me get some gloves on. Found some glue. Hopefully it's gluey enough. Let's get this put together. Sort of done. I'm quite happy with those. Yeah. I've got me the recesses in there looking quite nice. They're all lined up. They're all nice and square and straight, which is good. Right, then let's we've got them mounted in the workshop and then we can load them up, can't we? You might have noticed I've actually drilled some extra holes in there to put the screws in, but I don't think you need to see that. Right, let's get them in there and get them mounted. Next thing you see, hopefully, will be them in place. There we go, all in place. Right, let's get this thing loaded up as it should be for use. There we go. Right, do I have a quick closer look? Have a quick closer look. There we go, I've got one spare. We might split these out a little bit, but see, I put these little cutouts here, so if this was to slide forward, it can't drop off, just to make sure nothing can fall out of it. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Nice bit of a workshop infrastructure. I need to have a bit of a tidy up. Obviously, I'm going to show you around in a minute how much tidy up we need. Hold on a minute, let me show. Yeah, I need to tidy up. I need to find somewhere for that. Let me go show you the garage. Yeah, bit of tidying up in here to do. Oof. But it means I can give this a brush out because I've leaves blowing under the door as well. Right, so a final bit of catching up. That's a nice little infrastructure project. You can see it fits in quite well. It's freed up a lot of space on my Ferrex tool holding system here because I could do with getting some more tools off the bench and stowed away properly. And I now know what I've got because I keep buying these cutting discs because you never know when you're going to need one. Whenever I see them, like at car boots or at car shows and things like that, and from Aldi, and I never knew. I kept digging them out. I was cleaning the workshop up, so now all in one place I can see what I've got, get it catalogued, know where it all is, and yeah, and the fact that I've used a bit of scrap timber, I bought some dowel, but I've got loads of that left over. I've got half of it left over, so that'll be used for something else. A bit of glue that I already had. I got to play with the chop saw. I've never used the chop depth thing before. That was nice to use to get these little cuts in. And same with the pillow drill. I've never really set the depth gauges on that before for doing anything because if I had to, I've got to drill straight through. That's been useful to learn, if nothing else, and have a go at. But anyway, quick little infrastructure project. Hope you've enjoyed watching me just throw something together for in here. If you've done something like this yourself, let me know. If not, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. You made it this far. Thanks for watching. Cheers.